One. Hi, everyone. So, welcome, wayward gamers, to the Emporium. And why we're laughing is I don't know time. Because
as a person with a math degree, I gotta say, I feel like some numbers got skipped.
well, you know, like Monty Python once did with the holy hand grenade of Antioch. You know, we just have fun here. Welcome, everyone, again to the Emporium for the Wayward Gamer. I am Jay, also known as Neopha3 on the socials. I am your GM here for the Saltmarsh Legends. I am joined by the wonderful and talented individuals that I call players at this table. And we're going to go around and introduce and find out who these wonderful people are. So, because I tortured Jim last time, we're going to start off with Carrie this time. Hello, Carrie. How are you?
Hello, I am great. And tonight I am playing Brynn, who is growing to enjoy her companions and not be quite as annoyed with a Vero all the time. And we left on a bit of a cliffhanger last time in Brynn's world, so I'm very excited to see how that resolves, and I'm very excited to be here as always. This is so fun.
Welcome so much. We always love having you here. It would not be the same without you. It wouldn't be the same with any of you. Like Jeff. How are you doing?
I am doing quite well. It was my birthday yesterday, so
Happy birthday!
Belated.
Thank you. So I'm very excited and I look forward to. We say this all the time, but it's absolutely true. I look forward to this every single Wednesday that we play. I'm so excited. I love this game and I love this group of individuals so much, and I love you for watching. Thanks, folks.
We love you too, Jeff, and we're very happy to have you. And don't worry, people will not be sad coming up soon for a short period of time. But we'll
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Jim, welcome. How are you doing today?
Good. So yeah, I'm Jim, Hawkmere1 on Twitter, playing our lovely, no, wrong word, gruff.
To some people,
dwarven warrior.
What did a Vero say? Fuzzy?
Fuzzy.
Short and fuzzy.
Short, fuzzy.
Short and fuzzy, yes. Our dwarven warrior Glastoc. So
awesome. Thank you for joining us.
I'm playing a Vero.
Jeff's just here.
He's just here. He's having fun. He's just playing everyone else. That's all.
Jeff is a great support system.
As you can see, everyone, I'm Jay, also known as I said, your GM. We just have some fun here. We are playing some Dungeons and Dragons. We are playing Saltmarsh Legends. We've got some connections to a few other shows that are out in the limbo on different channels. But you know what? We're just here having some fun. We're friends, just enjoying, trying to tell a wonderful story. And you know what? We're just going to have it. But before we dive in, there is one thing that we do need to talk about that with all of our other friends and streams and things of that nature is it is okay not to be okay. We are very strong supporters of Jasper's Game Day, as well as other community channels like MTD and some of our other friends out there that talk about mental health and the need for it on a regular basis. The world right now is very, very chaotic. And you know what? If you need help, go here, go into the chat, type in I help on this channel as well as some of the other channels, and resources are there for you. If you need it, please get it. If, like I said, we care about you. We want you here. So with that, we are going to move into our wonderful game. Now, as before, point of interest, we have 6 episodes left before our season 1 finale. So we have tonight, we have 2 shows in June, and we're going to have a guest joining us in June, which I'm very excited for that. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then July, we're going to have 2. And then the beginning of August, we are going to have our season 1 finale. I cannot stress this enough. I am unfortunately going to have... There's going to be an emotional ride for season 1, and our players are going to be awesome. You will not want to miss the spoilers for that, because everything leads up to that episode. So, with that being said, the fate of Saltmarsh rests on their hands in that episode. There's the spoiler for you. But we're going to backtrack. Last time we left off, I like to leave off on cliffhangers. And, well, they return
Dave's a
to...
dick.
What?
It's
I'm
like
sorry.
a bunch of cliffhangers.
Every episode's a cliffhanger because you know what? I'm a product of 80s TV. You leave
Yes.
on cliffhangers.
Yes. Yes.
With that being said, we're going to rewind slightly to the evening. We had a great carnies and circus attack ambush on the group.
That was a
Circus
great
Attack sounds like a band.
that was my college punk band.
There you go. And then you get back to the Wicked Goat. You were resting and relaxing. You're having dinner. You're kind of we left on a cliffhanger of someone talking to Brynn. But before we get to that, we're going to start in dinner time. And we're going to start with Arivo, because Arivo went up early to get a bath. And you know what? While Glastoc and Brynn are finishing up their dinner, Arivo goes up with his tea. He's getting changed. And you had a perception check you rolled.
No, I did not. You just
Oh,
told
because
me
you're
that.
passive perception. You have such good...
Oh, is that why? Okay.
You have
Yeah,
such good...
because you're tall.
Nice. Yep, because you're tall.
So if you missed last week, you should go back and watch that episode, and then you'll know what that is a reference to.
Oh my god. Oh.
It's not so much a Vera being tall as it is a reference to Glastoc. No,
Sure.
tall.
Yes.
So,
Alter door.
Vero, as you disrobe and you're getting ready and everything else, you notice something because you're very particular about everything. Vero is like, this is here.
No.
You know, this has got to be. I mean, I'm assuming he kind of
No.
organizes everything before.
His pack has
Yeah.
chambers.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you saying he's anal?
no,
Oh, that's so unlike him.
Yes, it's something
we
new.
are saying that he is organized
So
and also maybe fastidious.
because of your organizational intricacies, you notice when something is out of place.
Yeah, he will.
And you notice that there was something in one of your side pockets. It seems larger
In
than
my robe?
usual.
In my robe or, like,
in
in
your
a pack?
wizard, in your wizard pack.
What's this?
And you
Dig,
look
dig, dig.
inside, and you pull out this white handkerchief covered in blood that's somewhat dried and still wet, with
Ah!
the initials of RP
I mage hand
embroidered in it.
I mage handed to
RP.
pick it up to get a better look, so I don't have to look at it. And it's white and it's just like a
It's just with a little embroidery on the side, a high-end, like a very high-end noble handkerchief, and it's embroidered with this like yellowish embroidery inlay with RP on it, very distinct, but it's covered in blood.
okay. Have I at this point started to get changed out of my robes?
You
for my
are
back?
pretty much all changed, and just before you're going, you probably have that robe or towel, and this is when you notice it.
So I've just got a towel on.
Yep.
No, he'd probably have like a kimono. He'd probably
Yes, he has the kimono.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh no,
towel.
he's got a full-on bathrobe.
Yeah, this you got the
yeah,
full-on fluff
sandals,
bathrobe.
It's actually
slippers, you know.
it's silk and very elegant.
right.
But very plain. It's just like one color. It's not embroidered or anything. He runs the hell downstairs and drops it on the table in front of Glastoc and Brynn. Ew, 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 ew.
That must have been one hell of a nosebleed.
No, I found that. That was in my pack. I found it's not mine. I'm not PR. Why? Why is this in my? Can I cast detect magic on it?
You can detect magic on it, and you know
Brynn would take
there's
Go ahead.
no
Oh,
magic
sorry, go
on
ahead.
it.
No.
Brynn would take a fork and sort of like poke at it and spread it out and sort of look and see, and it's like, ew. You said that was in your pack. Why'd you put it there?
I don't know where it came from. I found it. It's not mine. I didn't put it there. Did one of you put it there? Hey, did one of you put it there?
Jay, you said some of the blood is some is dried and some is still wet.
It appears that it's most of it is dried, but it's
Mhm.
still a little like a little wet, as if it was within probably the last 24 hours.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna, I was gonna see, because I'm doctor.
What do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Well, should this ever happen again, I would really like it if you didn't bring it down here and drop it on the table where Glastoc and I are trying to have dinner.
Sorry.
All right.
So it's
He
got the
mage
initials
hands
R,
picks it up and then he
RP?
prestidigitates the
RP.
Mm-hmm.
well, Glastoc just grabs a hold of it at this point, because there's no sense in fussing around. So
That's
Uh,
not
Glastoc,
Oh.
bloodborne pathogens.
like we haven't encountered enough of those, especially
Yeah.
this morning. I probably still have some of one of the carnies all over the front of me from, especially
I
the
thought you were
last
talking
one.
about whatever the
Yeah.
hell carny food you ate was.
No, no.
Yeah. Whatever we put in our bodies today vis-a-vis carny food is way more dangerous than this.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of carny food, you guys didn't see it. I made bacon wrapped Oreos over the weekend.
Oh,
And
I gotta
verdict?
see a
Oh.
picture. I mean, how could that be bad? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's
exactly.
continue with the game.
we digress.
So, Glastoc, you have this.
Okay.
What are you going to do with it? Or
Is it okay? So you said it's definitely within the last 24 hours.
Mhm.
Is there any way to tell if it was probably closer to like this morning? we
Not
were-
really. No, I
Okay.
would say it's a good 24 hours because of how the blood's kind of dried. I would say it's been about 24 hours.
Glastoc. Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Glastoc, spread it out on the table. I want to see.
Yeah, well,
something.
So,
Can Brynn look and see, like, does it look like this, like, mopped up blood? Is it completely covered, or does it look like somebody maybe like wiped a blade with it? Like that would
Yeah.
make like a line.
Give me an everyone can give me an investigation, or you can combine for advantage.
think we
I
should
will. I will combine with somebody.
Well,
Combine with me, Jim. Let's
For
combine.
Mom,
By our powers
investigation
united.
roll.
Alrighty, here I go.
Well, no,
I got
wait.
22.
Investigation.
yeah,
advantage.
Vero got a 22.
Oh well, damn. Good job, Avira.
Well, Aviro, it's clear that this was probably in someone's pocket when they got stabbed in the chest, and the blood leaked down in it.
Okay, so it was a stationary absorbent,
Yes.
blotted
Yes.
and absorbed that
Okay.
way. Okay. It's very clear. No, it wasn't wiped on a blade. It was absorbed by the fibers, capillary action as it draws it through into it's osmosis in a way in which it is greater concentration moving to a lesser concentration. Do I need to explain osmosis?
No, thank you, Aviro.
No.
Hey, you have a memory, right? You can like remember anything you saw or anything like that. You got like a good
Are you referring to
photo.
my mitochondriation?
Can you do we need to keep this is what I'm trying to get at. I don't want to keep a
Oh.
blood-soaked rag.
I suppose not. Shall I dispose of it?
I think you'd most definitely
we-
should.
I turned to Brynn because she would be the one most likely, and I said, "Do the initials mean anything to you? Because they mean nothing to me."
Not really.
Can I make an arcana check on this thing to see if it was magically placed in my backpack, or was it to rule out whether it
Nice.
was?
Could I make a
Place.
history check while he's doing that to see if I know anybody that we've met in town? And Brynn's been to
You've been
Here.
to a lot of places.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure because there's no arcane residue. I mean, your detect magic had no magic on it, so
Okay,
it wasn't
okay.
teleported to you or anything like that. I'm gonna save you. History wise, you would know no one that has an RP.
Okay.
Well, and he goes over and he just tosses it in the fireplace.
And
All right.
when he comes back, I'm like, good for you, Aviro.
All right. Well, I'm going to go calm my nerves now and soak in a bath.
May I advise whiskey and tea are a wonderful combination. Call it a hot toddy.
A what?
A hot toddy.
Aviro?
Why should I have it?
It'll
Calm
calm your
nerves.
nerves.
Think of it like medicine, Aviro. It'll help you sleep.
Vero goes to the bar and asks. And you can just see that he's going in orders one.
A hot toddy.
Yeah. Aviro, I need you to make a stealth check real quick. Or
Oh,
a
God.
sleight of hand. Either one.
They're the same.
Womp womp. Yeah.
Oh, almost a nat 20.
But
22.
Okay.
Still good, but it was almost a nat 20.
Because one of the questions I was going to ask is, because you just said you just went over to the fire and you threw it into the fire.
Mhm.
I'm now asking, was this...
No, he mage handed it over to the
Oh,
fire.
you mage handed it over.
Yeah.
Okay, that's even better.
we're playing right into his hands.
I'll tell you this, no
That's what
one
you would do.
noticed it.
Yeah.
You were very, very sly when you did this.
Yeah.
Not intentionally then.
It wasn't intentional.
If nobody saw it, then nobody saw it. But like,
Timing was perfect.
he didn't do it.
Okay,
It was
that's
unintentional.
yeah. Yeah, so just for everyone's noticed, you don't need to know why, but I rolled 2 natural 20s already. So my natural 20 list just went up.
Yeah, you just doubled
Well,
your
you
20s.
need it. You need it after last week and the Kearney incident.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
They
I
rolled
did.
like dog food.
Oh, I did. Oh, I so did. All right. So after this, you're into this bathrobe still, Aviro, and you eventually go upstairs, correct? Back to your bath and everything?
He
All
gives me the hot toddy.
Yep, you got the hot toddy, you go up, you soak in your bath, you drink your hot toddy, you have a wonderful relaxing...
He does not drink his hot toddy.
Oh.
He's holding on to it. He does not drink it.
Oh.
Not yet, anyway.
Okay.
Not this
I'm
moment.
nervous.
So after you take your bath and get ready for bed, is there anything else that you're specifically doing before bed for your character?
For bed. No.
Okay.
Yeah. For bed, no. But he is going to do his 4-hour meditation on the medicinal properties of alcohol.
Okay.
And this thing is in front of him, just floating. It's just hovering.
Awesome.
And
I'm gonna let it go cold.
oh yeah.
It's not even gonna be good anymore.
No, well, he can always
Meditate
press
it hot
a state and warm it up again.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter.
True.
Yeah. So he's gonna meditate on hot toddy.
Phenomenal.
Okay. You
How very
attune to the
Aviro
hot
of you.
toddy.
Yeah.
Glastoc. After this incident, eventually you finish, you go up and you bring... Oh, no, you brought the... Oh, so you brought the backpack up halfway during dinner, right?
Beforehand. Yeah.
Beforehand.
So I
And
put
then
it
he
on
came
the
back
roof.
down when
And
we
then
Then
I
you
came
came
back
back
down.
down.
Yeah.
So what we're going to say is, as you put it up there, you got it, you came back down. When you went back up, did you go back up there for anything?
Yeah, just to check to make
so
sure
when you
that
went back to check,
Mhm.
you found something on the ground that was actually because of I'm going to say that because you didn't say the command words, because you said you're going to leave it for him to be able to say that, for Rocky to say the command words, if I recall.
And I left the other invisibility potion outside of it.
So when you get up there, invisibility potion is still there, and
Okay.
it's still in backpack form, which isn't too unusual because he probably is taking an extended sleep. So you know probably within the next half hour or so, he's probably going to come out. Half hour to an hour. But for right now, it's still relatively early according to him. But as you kind of go up, you notice something about the backpack that you kind of noticed before, but you really didn't pay any mind. But one of the latches on the backpack is undone. And you kind of noticed it as you brought it up, but you just didn't pay mind to it. But now when you look at it, you notice that there's something in a piece, like the wind must have blown or something, and you kind of can see the flap kind of come up a little bit, and there's a piece of paper inside.
I pull the piece of paper free and take a look at it.
All right. And 1 second. And then, so on the piece of paper,
Mhm.
you see. All right. So the piece of paper says there's a note, and it's written in Draconic.
Okay.
Can you read Draconic?
Nope.
Okay. So you don't know what it says.
Does it look like fancy script?
Yes.
Like it would be formal?
Not
Mm.
formal.
Okay. So I'll temporarily pocket that, and then I'll flip open the other latch and open the backpack up
Okay.
and call in. I say, "Hey, Rocky."
And you hear
God.
him kind of swishing around in the water a little bit.
Mhm.
And he's like, Glastoc, what? How you?
How
And
you?
he's just kind of sitting on his tummy, kind of relaxing in the pool.
I'm good. How are you doing, buddy?
Waking up. And he
Oh,
switched
okay.
to Dwarven. And he's like, waking up. I'll be out hunting in an hour.
Okay. Well, I got another invisibility potion for you here.
Thank you.
Okay. But I have a question for you.
Yes.
Have you had any guests recently?
He kind of turns over in the water and he puts his head on top. Guests.
Yeah. Like,
Squirtle and I are only ones here.
okay. And Squirtle can't leave without you knowing about it, right?
Definitely, Squirtle can't leave.
Okay.
He's chained that long enough for him to get out.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. All right. Well, the backpack's up on the roof. You can go hunting whenever you're ready. And like I said, the potion's on the ground right out here outside of it. Okay.
Can you put potion inside door here?
Oh,
that way it
sure.
doesn't get taken or misused.
Sure.
Thank
And
you.
so I'll do that, and then I'll close it.
And he just kind of rolls back over as you see him just kind of soaking with his belly. So, and you
Okay.
may have seen, a little.
He's Hulk in Thor Ragnarok.
Pretty much, but no, he's more like he's horizontal with his, he's just relaxing in a tub type of.
Wow. What a happy
Swamp
boy.
water.
Oh yeah, he's a very happy boy. He said he loved you. His heart grew 3 times bigger, like 2 episodes ago.
He loves all of
Because
us.
I rolled that nat 20.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That, I will tell you as a spoiler, was significant.
Okay. So I'll climb down
Mhm.
and go find Aviro in his bath. And
Avero's probably done by now.
oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll knock on his
Depends
door.
how long was this conversation? Avira's probably in the bathtub for a half-hour soak.
I was going to say, you probably left about a half hour after Avero finally went back up.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Last
So I
dog.
knock on his door.
He opens right up. Right as you're about to knock, he opens right up. Glastoc.
Yes.
He holds up the hot toddy. I'm not sure about this.
And I press to digitate it and warm it back up and say, "Trust me, you're going to want to drink it." And I just kind of push my way in and close the door behind me. And
Oh, awesome.
and I say, "We may have a problem." And I hand him the letter.
He reads it.
It's draconic, and it says, "Your friends cannot share with you what your future holds. I can."
Do I recognize the handwriting?
No.
Is it handwritten? Is it
It's
printed?
handwritten, yes.
Handwritten?
Elegant too, with a hint of um.
Can you send me that at some point in a chat somewhere so I can make a note of it?
He's gonna mail you an actual like coffee stained, burnt edges. Like that's something Jay would do 100%.
Right. Yes.
For
I
those
totally
that
agree.
don't know, one of my campaigns, I had a notebook, and I actually burned every single page inside
sick.
and I left
Wow.
blanks. And when they got new moves, I put new stuff in and then give it to them
Wow.
for reading. That is a
Bravo.
prop that I
Wow.
love making.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I love it.
So, where we're at,
Okay, so he reads it
and it says, "Yeah, your friends
and he reads it out loud.
Friends cannot share with you your future. What
I
your
can.
future holds. I can."
And then he holds it. He turns around to Glastoc and says, "Who doesn't sign a letter?"
That's not an issue right now. What the issue is
crazy.
where I
How
found
am I
it. No, no. Just shut
How
up
am
for
I
a second. Guess where I found this?
Where?
In Rocky's box.
Oh.
Now, somebody would only write in Draconic if they were trying to communicate with a dragon.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh, no is correct.
So what do we do?
Well, I don't know, but this is starting to add up to big trouble here.
You think Rocky's trouble?
No, I think there's somebody who wants to use Rocky and not necessarily in the best of fashion.
Oh no. Well, we can't let that happen.
No shit, Sherlock. Yes, you're right.
I'm Sherlock.
What's a Sherlock?
Just shut up.
It's an old wizard term from a
Yes.
city of Waterdeep.
It's an old dwarvish term.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, all right. How can I help?
Well, we've got to. Is there anything that you can cast that might alert us if somebody came near Rocky's backpack when we weren't around it?
Let me think for a moment and consult my spell book. You're basically talking about alarm. The alarm spell, essentially.
Alarm,
Yep.
snare, anything that
I do not.
could be a trigger.
No.
Wait a minute. Aviro does not have
But-
the alarm spell?
No, not currently, because
Hmm. Why would he? He lives in a library. Why would he want to alarm in a library?
Exactly.
I gotta look for it. Alarm. See what up it is. Really? No match for alarm? Anybody got spells that can help me look?
Oh, you know what? Alarm might not be a wizard spell.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is. Alarm's a wizard spell.
spell book, add spells. Alarm. Alarm. First level spell.
Mhm.
I do not know it. You could probably learn it. I do not know it now, but if you give me Jay, how long can it take him to learn a spell?
You would have to go find the spell, and it would take, I believe, 8 hours and a certain amount of gold to be able to subscribe it in your book. But you would have to find it. But you do know of a temple, magic temple, that you could, since you're going to do a job for them tomorrow, ask them to give you a scroll that you can scribe into your.
For my surprise present, I would very much like to learn the alarm spell, please. I'm sorry for my not surprise party that's going on at the library tomorrow.
Oh.
I would like to please. Can I learn Oh, my
Or
surprise.
as a late birthday party for Jeff, you could let him pick a spell.
Yes, yes. So I'll add that to the list.
The list.
Alarm scroll. God.
So to answer your question, Glastoc, not at the current moment, but I could probably figure it out at some point. Might not be. How soon do you need it?
Well, obviously, the sooner the better. But so, if I remember correctly, you don't sleep, correct? You just like meditate for a short period of time.
Correct.
Could you possibly
Call it my snoozy state.
Okay. Well, after you get your snoozy state, do you think you could monitor the box while Rocky's away from it?
Of course.
Okay.
Sure. I just sit in here and that's when I work.
Okay. Well,
Everyone else goes and sleeps.
Can you work up on the roof tonight?
Well, do.
Well, you don't have to, but I'm telling you to.
All right.
That means yeah.
All right. Yes, I can find something constructive to do while I sit in mind. Rocky's
All right.
box.
All right. Hold on. Well, do whatever you need to do with this letter, but make some sort of mental note of it, the style of the script, something in case we run into this again.
Does he know you have this?
Does who know?
Does Rocky know that you have this?
No.
Then you put it back. I don't want it. No, I don't want it.
No, we're not. No, look at.
Well, then you take it. Why should I have it?
Listen, I got to go talk to Brynn about something. Okay, but just do whatever you need to do with it to make sure that we still have a record of it if we need it later.
All right. And he reads it. There.
Wow.
I got it.
What a flex.
And then he prestidigitates it on fire.
Okay.
Perfect. And then Glastoc will go downstairs and go talk to Brynn.
Cinders. Ooh, oh.
And he closes the door. And then, then I open the door back up and I turn it and drink your drink and then close the door again.
Okay.
And hang on, he runs out in the hall. When am I supposed to go? When? Now?
After you do your snoozy thing.
So 4 hours from now.
Sure. Rocky's not, he hasn't left to go hunting yet. So he says he's going to go in about an hour.
All right. And he closes the door, picks up the drink, and he shoots the whole thing.
Oh, nice.
That is not the proper way to enjoy a hot toddy.
Just for fun.
And then he's gonna go meditate.
For fun.
He's gonna be sweaty.
Provide me with a Constitution saving throw. It's gonna be a low DC, but let's see what entertainment could happen.
Using my Jasper's game day dice. Thanks,
Yay!
You're welcome.
Con save of 18. Oh, wow.
Wow, there you go.
Stud.
Yeah, you're like, it tastes like an elven drink of a spicy, something entertaining.
So there's some kind of spicy mead, hot mead and tea.
Mulled wine. It tastes like that.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. So with that,
I still think he's gonna be feeling it in the morning. I still think he's gonna feel it in the morning.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yep.
He's a baby.
Glastoc, you go back downstairs, and this is still after the evening. Brynn is still kind of sulking and drinking by herself and with the bartender a little bit.
Like usual. Glastoc, what's the crisis of the day?
And I go over to before I sit down with Brynn, I get 2 drinks and then I come back with the bigger one and put it down in front of Brynn.
My friend.
This is playing in perfectly.
Yeah. There's we have problem's not the right word. We have a shit show that we're dealing with.
Why?
So remember you were telling us about, Rocky and his little conversation with some guy and da 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 and all that stuff?
How I was telling you about that. You didn't
Right.
tell Aviro, did you?
No, I haven't said anything to Aviro.
Good.
But so I found a note written in Draconic in
Where?
Rocky's box.
What did it say?
Well, I'll paraphrase, but basically it was saying that his current friends can't tell him what his true potential is, but I can, meaning the person that wrote the note.
And it was written in Draconic.
Yeah. And guess what? None of us speak Draconic. Well,
Doesn't Aviro speak
the two of us don't. Yeah.
The little hero on your shoulder pops up. Excuse me.
Not our first choice in languages, okay?
Yeah. Where was it in Rocky's box? Had he read it yet?
No, because it wasn't inside. It was on one of the latches. One of the latches was undone, and it was it's kind of stuck in there.
So somebody got into your room right
Yes.
after the box, and
and planted that. Yes.
Brynn
look.
is looking nervously around the bar.
Right. So we've got
Normal patrons.
Yeah. So we've got, Mr. Bloody Cloth, with some strange initials. Now we've got a note. God only knows what you're going to find when you go into your room.
I don't want to go into my room.
Well,
I'm going to be drinking well into the night now.
Well,
let me assure you of that.
So,
and Brynn's already a little drunk, so she's having a
right.
hard time taking the gravitas of this situation in.
Yeah. Hence the reason why Glastoc made sure she got the bigger ale. Because he wants a calm Brynn and not crazy Brynn right now. So
yeah, fair. So I'm like, what do you think we should do?
Well, Aviro's doing his snoozy time, whatever he calls it and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But then he's going to keep an eye on the box the rest of the night to see if anybody else shows up.
Good.
I asked if he had any kind of a spell that he could use to warn us if anybody came near it, but he said he doesn't know one right now.
Shit.
So.
Oh well.
And we can't afford to keep the box with us because Rocky's going to want to come out at night anyway.
Yeah, of course.
And the last thing I need is to be walking around town with that thing on my back and him all of a sudden deciding it's time to come out of that thing.
That is very true. Well, I guess we just have to wait. Not my favorite pastime either, but I don't see another way.
Right. Well, I just wanted to make sure that you and I were on the same page. Aviro knows of the note because I had to have him translate it.
Okay.
But I didn't say anything about your little friend that you saw speaking with him. So
good. I think we can hold off on that for now. If we need to tell him, we can tell him.
Yeah. So basically, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to catch some shut-eye. And then at some point, I'm going to go up and I'm going to check on Aviro to make sure he's okay.
All right. I will just be catching some shut-eye.
Okay.
But not
all right.
now.
Well, enjoy your drink. I'll see you in the morning.
Well, see you in the morning, Glastoc.
Glastoc will go upstairs.
Brynn would move to the bar.
Yep.
Because she doesn't want to take up a whole table just for herself. She would grab her drink and then the peanuts she's been enjoying on the table and take them to the bar.
Peanuts.
Of course, there's peanuts.
And about an hour into your drinking, as it's still getting a relatively, it's not too late, but a decent late night, is when the bar owner comes in and slides one drink in front of you.
I didn't order another.
Ah, no. Gentleman in the corner did. And as you turn around, you see Tib sitting at the table with his feet kind of on the chair with his mug right there and a thing of peanuts overflowing at the corner.
And I would kind of roll my eyes and Brynn would she's not surprised because the voice she heard earlier during the ambush was very definitively his.
Yes.
And she would look over and just sort of like sigh. And then she would grab her drink she would leave what's left of her peanuts because there's not many, and she sees he has a whole big basket, and would go over and sit down at his table, and she would just put her drink down and then just kind of sit like elbows on it and look at him.
Pizza.
Hmm.
Takes a drink and sets his down.
What are you doing here?
I could be asking you the same thing. It's
Hmm.
been a while, Brynn.
8 years.
Something like that, yes. I'll tell you this much, you still hit hard and precise. As he's kind of rubbing his shoulder a little bit.
Hmm. I thought I hit like a girl.
Exactly. Hard and precise, like a girl.
You haven't lost a step.
Nor have you, except you don't seem as bloodthirsty. I should thank you. Or at least the prisoner you took thanks you.
Yes. Well, I shouldn't even be talking to you unless they kicked you out too, eh?
I'm not. The guild hasn't kicked me out. I should say that I'm here for your benefit. You should know that the employer, or I should call him former employer, will no longer be working with the guild. Or us. His informations on requests for the contract was ill-advised and not properly shared. So we, the guild, and my members will not be harassing you anymore.
Good. Good. So how did you take up with them? What have you been up to for 8 years?
We need a few more drinks before we get into the personals. You know.
And Brynn would pull out a pouch and like stack like 2 stacks of gold, and then just go like and like into one stack like a paper chip, like poker chips rather, and then just be like, I have all
He
night.
grabs out of his. He kind of lines this tower of coins. He kind of lines up, and then with a flick, they do, and he kind of brings them back up into his hand. You notice something. His sleight of hand is master level. He has gotten good. And you notice after he does that, the coin is just going across his knuckles as he's putting it down.
So Brynn is just sort of watching this, kind of amused, and then she's just like, I missed you.
Should say the same, but you've been good since the and he gives you the sign of the Harpers without saying it.
Yeah.
Well, I've left them too.
Oh. I'm still hoping to be invited back.
Oh, my
And this could put that at risk, I'll have you know.
Well. And
just talking to you.
Why? And as he takes another drink, he gives you that thieves' cant of he's with the guild.
Right.
The Assassins Guild.
And I pick that up and I'm just like, I kind of am looking at Tib almost like with a newfound respect. Like Brynn liked him and had her fling and whatever, but she never really respected Tib. And was almost jealous to an extent because everybody had nothing but good things to say about Tib, and she feels like he really didn't earn it. And so she just kind of like sees that he's kind of taken a different path and is almost like, oh, okay. But she's
I was gonna say you do notice a little bit different. He's kind of grown up a little bit. And he wasn't as so he's a little bit more upper management type,
white collar, not blue collar. Got it. Perfect. Okay. So Brynn would just kind of look at him and just say, did after I left, did they Did they ever find out about you and me?
No, no. I was there for another year or two and didn't even come up. Didn't even suspect. Nothing else. But it does remind me. Remember those 3 nights we spent over Old Man Morgan's roof looking and watching that bloody church?
How could I forget? It was
Ah,
supposed to be like 2 hours,
no.
3 days.
Yeah, you almost got caught getting food that morning. Ah,
We were starving. We needed food.
it's true, but you didn't have to take the chicken.
It looked good. It was a fat chicken.
Hey,
And you thanked me for it.
yes, but that I could not. It took me a week to get those feathers out. But there
Ugh.
was reasons why the feathers were there. But that's a we digress. We digress.
I have missed you, you know.
I too. It's good to see you. I'll tell you, it's quite a shock. I didn't realize it was you that I was running into. It was.
I haven't aged that much now, have I?
No. The job. I didn't know that you were the job. So your comrades hit well, I have to say. That
I
dwarf
agree.
is strange.
Yes, he's very capable,
Hmm.
as is the elf.
What? You mean spineless?
Aviro the hero, thank you very much. You don't know him.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Aviro the hero?
You haven't been on our adventures. He could have
That's
given
right.
you a run for your money if you were his age.
Wow.
When you were his age, you were a rapscallion, didn't know your ass couldn't find your ass with both hands. Aviro can cast a spell like that, protect himself, protect us. Knows what he's doing.
Interesting. Well, there are there are many reasons. There are 3. I feel obligated to give you a bit of advice and a bit of information. And this goes on. This kind of comes in after several conversations and things of that nature.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Over
yeah,
time
yeah.
and
We're
stuff like
chatting.
that. Yeah, it kind of goes in
The
different
bar
things.
has since
Yep.
almost emptied. Like, yeah, it's late.
He's like, I feel I need to tell you that the former employer he's dangerous. He's wealthy. Strangely old Saltmarsh connections. His family's been around for a while. And it's definitely he's obsessed with whatever item you have. He wants it. But he's patient. I can tell you, after this incident, he's been informed he's going to hide for a while before attempting something else. But he's smart. But he doesn't get his hands dirty. So having any local suspect on him isn't going to work. No, and he's not a pillar of community, but he's definitely under the radar of most everything here. And his partner, that wizard, that fellow thinks it's cute, taking the old Saltmarsh wizard's name to drum up some fear around here. It's odd, but you need to be careful around them. They mean business.
Since when have you known me to be afraid of some rich prick?
That's very true. That's very true. But I can't give you. I'm assuming you do know who I'm talking about. Do you?
I think so. Brynn doesn't. But she would just kind of like she doesn't want she's always putting on a front like
Mhm.
she's supremely capable and knowledgeable and whatever. And so she can't even bring herself to say no,
Okay.
but she just sort of like narrows her eyes at Tib.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Please. Or persuasion. That's it. Persuasion.
Persuasion check. Persuasion is a 19.
Okay, he kind of sits back and he's like, and he's kind of looking at Brynn at her eyes. He's like, could never keep shit from you. I'm breaking contract here, but considering the contract has already been broken, I'll tell you this. His family name is Macaster.
Does that name sound familiar to Brynn?
It does a little bit, but it's more... And he's kind of like... His family built the old haunted house outside of town. That's why I say he's old Saltmarsh. His family's been around. The other concern I should share with you is he's smart and he does things outside. One of my jobs was to deliver some items on your friend's persons.
Oh my God.
You might
Ib.
be visited tomorrow by the town militia, because he's setting you up.
Well, thank you, I suppose, for the heads up. Setting us up for what? What did
Jail,
he say we
probably.
did?
Well, I can only assume that he's trying to set you up for jail so he can get whatever he wants while you're rotting in a cage. Or at least some of you.
What do you mean, some of us?
Well, like I said, he's systematic. Your friends, you're the only one I didn't plant something on. Not knowing that it was you, but my job was to plant some items on your friends, or some of you. And those happen to be I'm sorry, but when your hero is hiding behind a grand pillar, it is so easy just to go pop. I mean,
I'll give you that.
Needless to say, if you might get questioned, but if there's no evidence, there's no issue.
There won't be any evidence. You planted the bloody rag on Avira. What did you plant on Glastoc?
It was just a note.
What did it say?
I don't know. I never read it.
Did it happen to be in Draconic?
I don't know. It was just a note that I was supposed to place in his backpack.
And you did not place anything on me?
No, I didn't have time. He's rubbing his shoulder again. Conversations kind of go different directions and kind of move into history and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you this, because after several drinking, things get a little bit more fun, happily. The joys kind of come back up, and you figure out that Tib is part of the Shepherds of the Herd assassination group.
That sounds so fucking cool.
It is
Shepherds
an
of the
offshoot
Herd.
or a connected to the Assassin's Guild. It's
a denomination.
It's a denomination.
Got it.
Of that particular assassin. So he's a part of the Assassin's Guild, but his primary group that he has is this Shepherds. And you're pretty sure, like I said, with that information, he reveals over the time what he's been doing. So he left the Harpers, he traveled for a while, he telling you his backstory and life story.
Sure.
He basically was picked up by an adventuring group, started making a little bit of coin, and then he was recruited by this cult and this special assassins group from this cult. It's an offshoot, very low-key cult, And he basically the cult was this particular shepherds of the herd was renowned and feared 100 years ago, but
Okay.
now there's barely any. They're just small cells,
Okay.
at these locations.
Okay.
He kind of got inducted and then worked his way up, so he actually is control of a cell. You've pretty much taken out most of his men, so it's his cell's a little bit small. So
Okay.
he's gonna
Yeah.
have to what?
Rebuild.
If you want to give me a history check,
I would love to.
and if you share any of this information with anyone else, especially Avero, he will know.
I would probably eventually very tongue in cheek share it with a Vero. Like, not that I know anybody, or just be like, hey, by the way, history check is an 11.
Yeah, you don't know much about this group,
Mm-mm.
but I will.
Sounds
Just
fucking
let me
metal as
know
hell.
if you ever let Avero know, because then
Will do.
Avero will be like, know exactly what that name is.
Okay, solid. So eventually, as the night kind of draws to a close, Brynn would just sort of say, what are you going to do now?
And he gets this big smile on his face. That depends
What?
on you.
Why?
And he just kind of gives this cheeky smile and gets a little drink. And that's his way of flirting with you completely. That's his pickup line. You've heard it multiple times, and that's his pickup line. And you haven't heard it in like 8 years.
Brynn
That's
would,
right.
Jordy LaForge level pickup lines, man. Come on.
Brynn would holler over at the bartender and ask what time it is.
Getting close to closing time, maybe 30 minutes or so. Last call.
Okay. I have missed you.
Mm.
And Brynn would just sort of smile and kind of like nod at the stairs and invite him up to her room.
And he, with a wonderful smile. Wait a minute. Why am I doing that? Because I actually have him already done. So I'm gonna make a perception or persuasion check just to see how well
That's fair.
this is going. And
That's fair.
I thought I had persuasion on here. Where's my persuasion? There it is. Oh yeah. All right. So here is his persuasion, because I just want to see. 21? 9? 21?
Wow.
That's like way, way, way enough because it's him.
Yeah.
And she's sort of being coy, but she really, really has missed him. Like, they were very, very close before it all got kind of very suddenly cut off. And so
And he's like, and he orders 2 to go. Actually, he orders 2 bottles to go.
Whoa.
Awesome. Yes. And we
And
head
then
up to my room.
the door, as you walk into your room, the door shuts and we fade to black.
No, before that.
Okay.
As they're coming down the hall to her room, Aviro opens the door because he's going up for his shift.
Okay. Yeah.
And they run into each other in the hall. And they run into each other. Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello there. And suddenly he plays up. He plays it up a little
He's
bit.
gonna wink at a bureau and say, "Hey, hero."
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's so fucking subtle. You don't know him.
No, that's
No,
hilarious.
he doesn't. He's actually, like, the moment he plays it up like he's just a drunk. He's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Doing a good deed.
Hang on, Aviro needs to make a Constitution save to see how hungover he is.
After his 4-hour
'Cause
magic
he,
nap.
he held it. Oh, that's a 10 or a 12. He rolled a
He's
12.
still
on his
good.
con.
That's still good.
He's a little slower than normal. That's just
Yeah.
So,
So,
Aviro, you make your way down the hall, or after this, he's like, yep.
yeah. And he's trying to play it totally cool. Oh, hi. Oh,
I'm gonna. Well, nice talking to you. I'm going to my room. Have a good one. And he kind of walks
Yeah.
down ahead of you down the hallway a little bit.
you as well, sir. Turns around, climbs. He casts levitate on himself, and he levitates himself up onto the roof.
And then
Brynn would whap Tib on the chest and be like, "You are a terrible liar and a terrible actor. You have gotten no better."
and you see a little mime action.
Let's go. And Brynn, you would see like he's in the hallway.
door
Brynn
closed.
marches into her room, hand comes out, yoink, and then door
And the
shuts.
door closed.
So the next morning, you wake up. Aviro's. Oh, actually, we'll skip. So at night, Aviro, you're at night. By the time you get up there, Rocky's box is there, and it's already been the open. You can tell that it's been opened, and that he's flying around doing his thing. No special events or anything like happens that night. He comes back with what does he come back with? Chat. Anyone in chat, what small rodent or
Oh God, no.
item that he would come back with that he would be searching for? Nothing too domestic, but something.
Nothing too domestic. He's come back
my
with a
God.
halfling and a dwarf.
No. He hasn't come
No,
back
somebody
with
put the
them.
dwarf
Those
in
were
his
provided for him.
Those were gifts.
Those are good. He did come back with the owners of the Wicked Goat's dogs. He's come back with some rats. But you know what? Is there something that he's hunting in a city that would be coming? I'm thinking like a dire rat. You know, he found a dire rat this time.
Didn't he come back
There's
with
a
some
smidge of
ranger's
a
pet
delay.
one time?
Yeah, yes, he came back with the ranger's pet. Not like a familiar pet. His
Fluffy.
companion. It was a companion. So
Oh,
there was a
God.
ranger running around looking for his lost companion.
Wasn't it a bear?
Yeah,
Wasn't
it was
it
a
a
bear
bear?
cub. That's right. It was a bear cub.
Oh
God.
my God. What about a sheep? We could make it a sheep. We're not getting a ton of
A goat. We're gonna
What
make it a
color
goat.
a
sheep?
goat. Oh, perfect.
We're gonna make it a goat.
Goats are more intelligent.
Yes.
What if it was a purple sheep?
Not
No.
yet.
Not yet. Amazing. Amazing.
The cult of the purple sheep isn't very strong these days. 100 years ago, they were. And you might, like I said, encounter someone from back then, now in this day, that may have been from that cult that's still alive that you might have to deal with in a future storyline. But who knows? But the cult of the purple sheep is remnant. It's very, very small remnants. There's still a few people that like actively proclaim it, but most of Saltmarsh despise them. And it was from like active despise to like they're just a joke. And they have no power, you know, they're just a joke type situation.
Gotcha.
What
a shame.
Because about 150 years ago, they sprang up, and about 100 years ago, there's something that happened that literally just took the cult down. The cult did something, and they got completely.
Maybe it was the shepherds of the herd. Just kidding.
That might be a connection, yes.
The shepherds and the purple sheep. Okay. I'm like a kid who accidentally sees their Christmas presents early. I don't want to
Yeah.
be part of this. Never mind. Blah.
Ding. Oh yes.
Ding.
So the next morning comes up. So yeah, nothing happens at night. Rocky comes in, drops some stuff off. Rocky has a conversation with Aviro. He's like, Aviro, what you do?
Oh, I was just sitting here pondering the concept of arcane security, as it were.
Okay.
Glastoc asked me if I could rig up some kind of alarm system, and I've been sitting and pondering it for a bit. How would I go about doing that? You're a magical fellow. Tell me, how would you construct that in your mind?
Well, My cave has all the gifts and warnings on there. You saw that. You talked about them. No one can come in or it goes off. And I know.
Hmm.
Alarm spell.
Could I, not just a moment, but at some point, could I come in and examine those wards again?
I think you could look at them again sometime. Yeah.
I would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Don't take them. They were there. They
No,
were
of
put
course
there before for me.
No, it would be for educational purposes only, I assure you.
Okay. What? Okay. And actually, he'd be like, come and you spend like 3 hours looking at this, all the glyphs and stuff like that. Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana check. Rolling my Jasper's Game Day die. 21.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So Rocky explained, he's learning, but what he's been told, he shares with you. And what you notice is that the glyphs glow at a certain point, but they're hidden at other points. And even when you walk in, he actually hits it. There is, like, when you walk in, suddenly it glows. This is trapped. So he's like, don't ever come in here when I'm not here, or you'll be sorry.
That's very good to know. Thank you. I really actually appreciate the warning. Thank you.
And you realize that the glyphs are like all around the main room, and especially around the doorway here. The glyphs also constitute as the portal doors, but the that first landing that you kind of come into is, if someone comes in here without Rocky in here, Rocky has to kind of activate it a little bit, but you know that some bad traps will go off, some magical traps, like painful, almost like paralyzing type, so that he comes back. And then there's an alarm spell on here, so he will know that communication to him that someone's entered here, and he will come back and dispose or eat of the person or thing that it came in.
It might not be physically locked, but it is magically locked.
And like, you're pretty sure there's multiple traps. When
Glastoc's taking some notes here.
Glastoc or Jim?
Yes.
Oh, that would have been so much fun if you had made that decision. I already had a piece of paper set up. I'm almost ripping that one open right now because
I am so glad that we have made you rip up so much paper. Oh my God.
For those that don't know, up until there was a plan that Glastoc had about visiting the cave while Rocky was away. But after
Glastoc had this plan, was still thinking about this plan and possibly doing it tonight, but that's not going to happen now.
After Aviro tells you, because you don't know it
exactly.
That's metagaming,
and Aviro tells us everything, so
of course he does.
And he does. So yeah, you will find this out that so that's why Rocky is not scared about leaving and coming back, and that someone's going to hide in there, because literally no one can get in without his knowledge and without being. And when he's away, they can't sneak in and get him when he's there. It's his lair. The other thing that Vera realizes...
It's locked down tight.
He has control over his lair. Like, you've heard of dragons being able to control the water and being able to control the area around his lair. Like with acid or with plant growth or something along those lines.
In a transmutation sort of way.
Yes, I can make. And so he's learning how to do this and controlling his environment in his lair. And it's mainly the water in the caves.
He's furiously writing notes.
And you find some plants. There's actually some plants in the water, and then you notice that there's a little bit of plants that have grown like in between some of the rocks, like just a small amount. So that if he wants to be able to control them, he might be able to grow them and use them as controlling his environment.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
This is Jay, the DM's way of telling us that Rocky has lair actions while he is inside of his lair.
He's learning lair
Thank you,
actions.
D&D Dad.
I believe that he. How does the
Hashtag D&D Daddy.
that's a dragon
I said
daddy.
nothing of the kind.
That's dragon daddy. Hashtag dragon daddy. No, that's like I said. I'm a firm believer of how does a dragon learn? Well, he's learning. He's in his environment. It's that
Right.
slow growth, and he is a wyrmling. But by the time he become an adult or an ancient, he's been doing it for 100 years. He controls it. So, oh yeah.
Well, and he's also aging faster than
Right.
He's
He's like a
supposed to be.
superhero dragon.
Yeah, that is very
Like
true.
this.
So the evening goes, the morning comes, and Aviro, you're down for breakfast first as usual.
Yep. Drinking tea.
Okay.
Reading a book.
Brynn is notably not down for breakfast.
Glastoc, you come down for breakfast.
yes. And
Aviro orders 2 plates of eggs and bacon toast and has it sent to her room.
Oh, what a good brother. What a good
Lapdog.
little brother.
You see Aviro order 2 plates and ask and sent it to her room.
And 2 mugs of tea.
Let's RP this.
Awesome.
Aviro, are you ordering for her or for me? Because
Oh,
that's
that's
usually what I would eat.
No, that's for
Brynn
Brynn.
doesn't. But she doesn't eat that much.
Well, then she can have it for dinner tonight. It'll be there. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh.
Dinner. Brynn's not going to eat cold eggs for dinner.
Well, I don't know. I panicked.
Glastoc, would you like to make an insight check?
Yes.
Aviro's being weird. And
Yes, he
Brynn
is.
appreciates it.
7. I don't care.
Nope. Yeah, you're just like, whatever.
Whatever.
Yep.
This wouldn't be the weirdest thing that Aviro's done.
He
Nope.
paid 400
Very
gold.
true.
He paid 400 gold for a send away magic hat. Like, he doesn't know the value of money.
I just
Amazing.
whatever, and just
How much
get my breakfast and just sit down across from Aviro. So
Awesome.
how'd last night go?
It was great. Rocky showed me the inside of his cave. I asked him about your quandary about setting up an arcane security system of some sort. Notifications.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yes.
You asked him about setting up a sentry system.
Well, yes, he's a magical fellow. He understands arcane, magical, theoretic quantum arcanics on the same level as I do. Why
No,
wouldn't I
he
ask him to be a-
doesn't. He's a baby dragon. He
Yes,
does
he's a
have
dragon.
some.
He understands it on
He
a
has
fundamental level.
magical capabilities like I have magical capabilities, but he doesn't have the same control as you do.
No, but he has the understanding that I don't. That's why I asked him.
Oh, okay.
He is inherently a magical creature. Inherently. It is built into his being.
What did you learn?
I learned that that place is set up tight. You can't go in there without getting your nuts blown off.
I just look at Aviro after he says that, and it's
Good
like,
note.
you've been hanging around Brynn too much.
I was just gonna say we're rubbing off on him. Oh my god, awesome.
Okay, wait. So, all right. So you're saying the inside of his lair is trapped.
And he will know if they go off.
Okay, wait.
Right.
Now, why didn't these traps go off when we were in there last time?
Perhaps he just figured out how to get it all set up. He was getting the system installed, as it were. He seemed to indicate they were fairly new, and he was very proud of them. He did them himself. I was very impressed. And I'm applying it towards your question. So
Oh.
hopefully soon I will be able to provide that for you.
All right, you did good.
Glastoc has a headache immediately.
No, I have to. I for once, Aviro, you actually pulled something off that we actually are going to benefit from.
Oh, once?
Well, I mean, directly, like you actually tried to make it so that this benefited us, and it really does. So okay,
Good,
so
I
what
hope
you're
so. I meant it. I want to know how I can help Bucky.
right. So basically, what you're saying is, if anybody tries to go in there,
He'll know,
he'll know.
and they will be in much pain.
Okay, but what we need to know is we need to try to keep them before they get in there.
Yes. Along the exterior, as it were.
Right.
Of
Yes.
course, that's what I'm working on.
Okay.
Vero, one thing I'm going to share that Vero would have found out last night.
Hmm?
When it's in box mode, after the
Hmm.
magical,
Mhm.
it has a do not remove magic like anchor. So
Like it can't be teleported. It can't be.
yeah, so
Banished.
basically if he's out of the box and he's activated the system, the box can't be moved by anyone except who he deems worthy. No, who he deems
Who he gives the password to?
exactly. So someone just
So
can't
does
come
that
up
mean that?
and take the box while he's gone.
Does that mean then that we cannot turn it back into the backpack?
No, you
while-
can
while
because you are
we can.
the three of
Okay.
you are the
Yeah.
exception to that.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So if it's in a push comes to shove situation, we could let him out and then move it, but somebody else can't.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good to
Oh.
know.
Wow. You guys are really good at this game. Brynn's still not down for breakfast.
She's eating breakfast.
Harry, you're really
Yeah,
good at
she
this
is.
game.
You're really good at this game.
Somewhere.
Okay.
And we broke Jim. Yes.
You know, it usually happens at least
Record
once.
book. Check.
Okay.
That needs to go on the spreadsheet.
Yes.
Nat 20s for both of you. Okay. All right.
Everybody
Well,
should
yeah,
get inspiration, but that's
Yeah.
just me.
Glastoc's just like Aviro, my hat is off to you. You have impressed me with your knowledge and your skill.
Well, thank you. You have impressed me with your. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to me to charge headfirst, but I mean, it works for you and you do it very well. I'm very impressed with the whole running into the punchy part. I can't do it, but I'm very glad that you can't. In
Well-
fact, allow me to shake your hand because you do the thing I don't have to do.
And
Because yeah.
all right, so
So,
because I'm eating, I probably wipe my hand, and then
press
shake
digitate.
this. No, I don't. Well, yeah, you might press the
Keep
digitate.
breezes.
And
I
Brynn's
just
still
look at
not
him.
down yet.
I just look at him before I put my hand in
Just
his and I
call
go,
me angel of
He-
the
he pressed the
morning.
digit. He press digitates a hand sanitizer squirt.
it's like you know I can do that. If it's that important to you, I will start doing that.
You hear
Actually-
music gently coming from the upper area where the rooms are. Tib plays the fiddle. And this
In the
music-
morning?
Okay.
In the morning?
You're damn right he does.
Ooh,
This is love language. And
wow.
apparently it's also Brynn's.
I have so much I want to say right now, and I'm not going to.
Oh, I love all of you. Oh my god. Oh.
Okay.
He's a charmer.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Glastock's just gonna keep his head down at this point and eat. 'Cause I don't want to say anything else.
So Glastoc, the one thing that you notice that you haven't has Glastoc figured out, like, okay, something's wrong.
Something's
Brynn
weird.
hasn't come down yet. Avero's fine with this.
Oh God, she's in danger.
Uh
And it's like an hour and it's getting
Does
late.
Does Aviro know that the fiddle is him? If he's hearing?
It's
Yeah,
coming from a specific area.
Yes, because you
He-
did hear it that night.
I didn't
Mhm.
know Brynn could play the fiddle. Did you know Brynn could play?
Brynn doesn't play the fiddle.
I'm sure she does, because she's clearly playing it right now.
Damn it. Damn it. You are such a good brother.
Glastoc's gonna make a
I mean,
perception
I don't
check
know.
if he
No,
can-
she got back by curfew last night. I saw her come in. It was 8:30. Dad,
Glastoc,
I promise. Dad, don't go up there.
Glastoc rolls a 17 on his perception check.
You hear the faintness of a fiddle echoing through. It's you have to be like really listening for it. But it's very faint that you can hear. But someone's playing a fiddle upstairs. Very quietly, but yeah, it's kind of echoing a little bit.
Please, 2 more tea. Please, 2 more. Yes. In fact, just make it. Do you have a larger mug than this?
A
No.
venti.
Glastoc's, you know what? I'm gonna go check on Brynn. And he,
Just let her. She's eating. I mean,
yeah, but
She'll-
it's
she'll-
unlike her. It's unlike her to, even if she's been drinking, it's unlike her to stay away, stay upstairs this long.
okay.
Did the barrel just walk upstairs?
Oh well, he's not going to be able to stop me if he tries.
You're right.
True, but he just quiets. And I just picture a Vero
well.
just kind of looking like, just this look of like, okay,
Avero's just like, oh god.
Yeah.
Oh
mhm.
no.
It's
So-
just sitting there drinking.
So Glastoc goes up to Brynn's room, and obviously the fiddle is getting louder.
It gets
Mhm.
a little louder, but strangely enough, it's not very loud. Whatever this fiddle is, it's just enough low, but you can hear it for a long ways. But it's just a quiet
Mm.
fiddle. Maybe magical that way. I don't know.
Mm.
So that's what she said.
Of course it is.
But when
Hey,
you get to
this is an
Brynn's door,
improvisational game, Jim.
you hear the fiddle. Yeah, you hear the fiddle coming from Brynn's door, behind Brynn's door.
So Glastoc goes up to Brynn's door, and bangs on it and says, "Hey, lass, are you ever going
Oh,
to come
God.
down for breakfast?"
From inside, you hear shit,
And the fiddle
and then
stops.
you hear, you hear shh. Yeah, Glastoc, I'll be right down. I was just sleeping in.
Okay.
Drink got the better of me.
Oh, okay.
Shh, no.
All right. I'm going to invite her.
Yeah.
13.
I'm gonna say no because it's a
Deception
versus
is-
yeah.
yes.
Okay, contested. What did you roll? Did you?
I got a 6. Thank you very much.
Oh, I thought you rolled a nat 1, which would have been
No.
hilarious.
Oh.
Got a
Yeah.
6.
So yeah, you're not. Yeah, you something's going on in there. You definitely hear someone because he's like, "Are you ashamed of me? I mean,
No. Just doesn't know who you are.
So now Glastoc's now he's got an idea of what's going on. He's just going to play it off. And he's like, all right, well, Raviro and I are downstairs whenever you decide to come down.
Yeah, I'll be right down. Thank you.
Okay.
I think he bought it.
And then he
probably.
goes down.
I'm just gonna walk down and
Yeah. Hey,
Glastoc's-
no bullshit. You're just gonna walk down. You're gonna go out onto the rooftop, and you're gonna come out of another room. You're
Oh,
not gonna come out of my door.
I'm not playing the sulk, the morning walk of shame, or the
You're
morning
not gonna
rooftop of shame.
Well, you sure as shit are not gonna come out of my room going, "Oh, I'm Tib. I just fucked Brynn after 8 years. Look at me."
I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna leave. I'm stealthy.
Glastoc rolled a 1 on his perception check, so he doesn't hear any of this.
You are not stealthy in the slightest. You never have been, and you haven't improved.
They start yelling at Jay. I was going to say, instead of going straight downstairs, I was going to go move the backpack back into my room.
Got it.
'Cause I know Aviro would.
Oh, Aviro.
So
Yeah, he would have brought it
okay.
inside.
Oh, but yeah,
All right.
Vera
Yeah,
brought
he
it
would have
down.
cast levitate on it and moved it inside.
okay. All right.
But yeah, you could have
So
gone
then
back to your room, and yeah, you've missed all this. It's like, well, I wasn't even gonna.
I'm not ashamed of you. Last night was wonderful, but
Yes, it was. It was good to see you, definitely, and
it was wonderful to see you.
And maybe another 8 years from now, who knows? But if our paths cross again,
Brynn would kiss him as he's rambling on, and she would like cut him off, and she'd be like,
a
It'll
half
be a
hour
hell of a lot
later,
a hell of a
Brynn
lot
still has
sooner
not
than
come
8
down
years.
yet.
Yep. Correct. When she does come down, which is about 35 minutes later, she would be like kind of finishing like fixing her hair and be like, Oi, did anybody get any breakfast yet? Is it? And Brynn would like look outside at the sun. It's like, are we still serving breakfast? I'm starving.
You didn't get the breakfast I sent you?
Oh, that's what that was. Yes. It came and Brynn stops herself just short of saying that he ate it all. And she's just saying like, but I am still famished. I very hungry in the morning, you know.
I've
So
got a muffin. You want a muffin?
a muffin would be delightful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
The owner's like one of the waitresses comes up and says, breakfast, dearie. We still till 7.
Yes, the full English. Thank you.
Yep, and kind of comes off. I mean, I would say
What's English?
It's probably around
Oh,
8,
Bayron.
8:30, but 8:40 right now in the morning. So it's still because it's 6 a.m. is when Aviro goes down, and you know,
yeah.
so it's a good still 8, 9 o'clock.
It's still early.
Yeah, it's
Good.
still 8:39.
Perfect.
You're supposed to be at the temple probably around 11 or so. You know.
Okay. So we
Glastoc,
still got time.
Glastoc, Brynn,
What? What?
let's talk about my not a birthday surprise party that's coming up.
Vero, I hate to break it to you. I really don't think it was a surprise party.
Mhm. Yes, of course it's not. Now, I've been thinking about why it's clearly not going to be not a surprise party. And I'm pretty sure they invited us over there to clearly show us their collection of original Von Dowsenins that they have. Did you not know they have an original collection of Von Dowsenins?
I did not. I
No.
don't even know what that is.
No. Why don't you tell the bartender about that?
That's a great idea.
Do you think he would want to know?
Oh, I
I'm
wouldn't
sure
see
he
why
would.
not.
Look at him. He's hungry for
he-
knowledge.
And he gets up and he gathers things and he goes to the bar and he starts talking to the
And then I lean in
bartender about it.
to Glastoc for business. I'm like, what's up with Rocky? Did anything happen last night?
No, it was a quiet night, but we did. Now Glastoc's trying to make it look like he doesn't know what was going on.
Deception check on Glastoc and insight check on Brick for Brynn.
Phenomenal. Will do.
Please.
You first.
Nat 1.
Oh!
21. 21 for me.
That's your second nat 1.
Tonight.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's so good.
So it was a
That's so
5.
good.
Yeah. And
That's so good.
So basically,
So-
Glastoc has this shit-eating grin on his face. As soon as Brynn leans in, he's like looking at her like, yes.
what are you smiling at, dwarf?
Oh, nothing. Anyway, did you sleep well last night?
Like a baby.
Oh, okay.
Why are you smiling,
No,
Glastoc?
nothing. Yeah. Anyway,
And I would grab what does Glastoc's like armor look like? Like, does he wear a cape? What is his clothing?
he's got, well, now he has half plate on, so he's actually pretty armored up
Okay.
than what he
So
was
Brynn
before.
would like hook like her 2 fingers like in the part of like his breastplate and like pull him, like just kind of like pull him
Towards
in.
Right.
Yeah. And just be like, he's an old friend. He showed up here last night and he gave us some good information. And
Oh,
that's
so
all
that's
you
what
need
they
to
call
know.
it now.
And then I would push him away like by the breastplate. And I would just be like, you don't need to know anymore. Perhaps you don't want to know that we should
No,
be out of here
to be
today
honest,
because
I listen. You're my friend. I don't want to know. It's none of my business. I'm sorry I even found out. But let's get back to the business at hand. So,
the militia's coming for us. We should get out of here in a hurry.
okay, that was not what I expected to hear, but all right,
Yes.
And at
I'm
that
with you.
moment, as you're having that discussion, looking at each other, Aviro, as you're up at the bar trying to tell this wait staff is being like, yeah.
First edition, so you don't understand how few of these there are in the entire
The
world.
gentleman Tib walks down the stairs, walks past you and goes, and gives you this later, Aviro the hero, and keeps walking. and he walks out the door and gives the Brynn the look and the smile, and then just leaves.
And Brynn would smile back.
So in the middle
Okay.
of
I
this
don't know what
conversation,
he's
Brynn's-
talking about.
I love him. I love
Okay.
him so much.
All right. Well, militia, you say. Okay. Tell you
Yes.
what. You get Aviro. I'm going to go up and
Okay.
gather our stuff, and we are going to get out of here right now. And we'll
Yep.
talk once we get out on the street.
Good. Break. And then Brynn would go over to Aviro and be like, hey, Aviro. And then in Elven, she would say, we need to go now. Like she would be very like urgent about it. She'd probably be saying words that like kind of don't have a translation in common that illustrate exactly how urgent it is that we frickin' get on the road. So
Is there some kind of roll that I can make to see whether or not he picks up on that?
you speak Elven.
No. Picks up on like.
The fact that she's trying to get him out of the.
Does he
Give me an
take her?
intelligence roll. If you really want to make a roll, give me an intelligence roll.
He's weighing the importance of letting this bartender know about the ancient whatever the fucks
Yeah.
and saving his life. Okay, good. No,
Mhm.
please. By all means, weigh the scales.
All right, it's a 21. So
Yeah, you
okay.
picked up like, oh,
Let's
wait.
go.
And you haven't heard Brynn use these words before. And you're like, oh. And it's almost as impressed, like, oh, she has.
Oh, she's serious.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you go upstairs. But where was Rocky's backpack placed?
Glastoc's room, I thought.
Was it in Glastoc's
Or was
room?
it on the roof?
Wherever Aviro, because if Aviro brought it back, then
Yeah.
that's.
So it's
That's
in
probably
Aviro's room. All right. So, you know what? I need some help here. Let
Woohoo.
us roll. Let's roll. I need a. Oh, by the way, you would have gotten your gold for the evening for food. But I need a D. Oh, let's go with it's a D100. I need 3 D100 rolls, please.
Oh, one for each of us.
Yeah,
I will
one
go
for each of us.
first.
Right.
Mine is a 14.
14. Why? Oh, this is just wrong. Where did I put this?
I
knew
rolled a
it was-
69.
All right.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm looking something up right now, and something changed. I had
no.
some information.
Oh,
that
no,
was
my boy.
Set, and it's now changed, and I'm not liking it. Oh, there it is. Okay, here
While
it is.
he's figuring math out,
I got it. I
please
found
check
it.
out Emporium. Oh, never mind. Sorry,
so
I was about to
number
do an ad
14.
for you.
Good plug. Good plug.
So which room was it again? It was in Aviro's room, correct?
Yes.
Aviro, you find that there is some acidy, like digested food in the middle of the floor. It appears that Rocky had an allergic reaction or a taste reaction to some food that was prepared that he ended up finding. So, and he basically upchucked in your room. when you came back.
Ooh,
There's a
Kristen,
dragon hairball in
It
your
was
room.
definitely a dragon hairball. A
Yes.
69 was rolled.
Huh.
Oh,
Side note: of Vero prestidigitation that in a heartbeat.
yes.
Definitely saying it.
What is out in a what?
Even
does a-
I can prestidigitate that.
What does a Vero have that's orderly, that is shiny and small, like a shaving kit or like something family oriented? That signet ring.
He's not old enough to grow facial hair. Come on.
I was just gonna say him, the baby.
Is there something that a Vero has, like tooth, whatever? If it's a hygiene item, a hairbrush, or something like an ornament that he uses, or something like that.
So he would have his nightstand where he would have a book and a
Yes.
notepad and a quill and an ink, small in
Oh,
case he has an
not-
idea.
Not mommy's quill.
Ooh.
Not out. Oh, cool. No, of course not. Mommy's quill's put away.
The
Go from
quill and
mother.
ink are gone. And you're pretty sure there's a drop of acid. Rocky ate them.
Rocky ate them. Oh,
Rocky ate them. Because the roll that happened was, the wyrmling definitely should eat something of value, which should pass through in time.
well, thank goodness it wasn't Mother's pen.
Oh my god.
And
It was my travel pen.
yes, it was your travel pen and ink. So you've got spare ink, no problem. But yeah.
Now I need to replace my travel pen.
Which actually might be why he threw up too. But
Well, we can go to the
So and then
curio.
my
We can go to the curio shop and get you another pen. So
Yeah, of course.
I could get a pen where the quill where you turn it upside down and the image changes. You turn it this way and the image changes again. And it's got a small lever at the top where you click it and there's 6 different colors.
What is this
preloaded
witchcraft?
ink.
What was a Vero's roll?
A Vero's roll was a 43, which is what I just turned yesterday.
Woohoo!
Congratulations! Happy belated birthday, Joe!
Thank you. So
There are
That
deep
was symbolic.
claw marks into the furniture. Like he was stretching and just, clawed into the floor. It's just kind of like a cat clawed, and some of the furniture as he's, because those are the dragon mishaps that happen each night in the room.
Oh yeah, Dragon Mishaps by Jay.
mend. Oh, that
Magic,
little-
magic, magic, magic.
that
All right.
little-
So you get your stuff, you get organized, and you're heading out. You're on your way to the temple because even though it's a little bit early, you can stop at the curio shop on the way. But as you start leaving, you start passing Radix general store. And the interesting thing that happens, though, is as you're walking by, Radix is there, and he's like, he's kind of cleaning up, and he's getting some stuff organized, and he's like, wait a second. Glastoc! 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 Come here, boy! Come here, son! Come here! How you doing?
Great. How are you this morning, Radek?
I'm doing pretty good. I've got something. Something just came in. I think you're going to be very interested in. Come on. I want to show you. You got a minute? No, you got a minute. Come.
I
guess I have
we'll
a
wait
minute.
outside, and I just sort of stand with a Vero as we're just chilling.
Okay.
So as you walk in, he's like, come. He's taking you behind the counter
Ooh.
into the back room area.
Okay.
For fun, give me a perception check. But your passive perception is already pretty good. But I just want to see if
No, my passive perception sucks.
You have a 12,
Reasonable.
but it's reasonable. But I want to see like how well you
17.
17. Perfect. So as he brings you in, it's like this new axe, dwarven made axe just came in. I gotta show it to you. I think you'll just love it. And as you're walking in past the main kind of into the other room, out of the corner of your eye, there's some small paintings kind of lining the wall as you're kind of walking in. And as you're walking in, one painting grabs your attention. And as you look over, you see a picture of a young, probably Raddick, like a young Raddick dwarf. Kind of, but
Okay.
he's also in almost like the Saltmarsh militia type uniform that was a little, he's got a symbol or two on it. You see this middle-aged dwarf, and middle-aged to old dwarf, and you recognize that some of the symbols that he has, like the beard, is a copperlock.
Okay.
From the clan Copperlocks, because you've met some of the Copperlocks before,
Right.
and you see your uncle Durfin
Oh.
next to all in this painting that's right there as he's walking. Come here, look. Oh, look at this. And as you walk by,
Uh,
and he walks into this room, and on this, he pulls out this axe, and he's kind of in the room. He's like, and he sees you just keep going in, or do you stop?
well, that's the thing is like, I'd stop to look at the painting, and I know he's trying to get my attention, and so I'd cut him off and say, Raddick,
Yeah,
this painting.
yeah.
When
It's
is
from
this
my old days, long ago.
Okay, so this is you.
The younger looking one, that's me. The
Okay.
other one is Hendrik Copperlocks, and that's Finn.
Okay, yeah. When was this painting done?
100 years ago or so.
And Finn, where do you know Finn from?
Finn was a staple in Saltmarsh. She's an odd wizard, kind of a wizardy arcane dwarf. But yeah, Finn or Dufin, I think it was his name. Never gave me his clan name. Never really wanted it. But yeah, he was an adventurer in the group. We adventured a little bit. But he was a tutor, or like of Hendrik. Yeah, Hendrik and him were mentor. He was a mentor, or this Hendrik was a mentor to Finn, and they worshipped him. They did magic together a lot of times.
Okay. Do you know where either of them are now?
Well, I haven't seen Finn for a while now. It's been a few months. The last time he was here, but
Wait. A few months?
I want to say a few months. It's maybe a year ago. I think. I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
It's been a while.
But the Copperlock, is he around?
Oh, that old Hendrik. He's like 400 years old now, but yeah, he's got a house over in he's dead in Saltmarsh after all the Copperlock mines went bust. Yeah, he's got a small little cottage, and he sells some magic items to make his way now. Crafting scrolls and things like that. He's just living out his days, reading and crafting and stuff. Never would really wanted to leave Saltmarsh.
Okay. So you can tell me exactly where he is then.
Yeah, I know what he is. Yeah, he's why? What's so important about him?
Oh, he may be an old friend of the family.
What? Oh, well, that's just spare luck. Anyways, this axe. See, dwarven make and everything else. Into the.
Yes, it's beautiful. And I'll inspect the axe.
Yeah, it's a dwarven made crafted hand axe. Nothing magical or anything like that. It's just
hand axe or battle axe?
hand axe.
Okay. This is amazing.
Yeah, 20 gold.
20 gold?
Yeah. Well, yeah. How much does a hand axe normally go for? 5 or 10?
I don't know, like probably like 4 or 5.
Oh, I thought it was more like he's like, all right, 10 gold pieces.
I'm imagining he kind of sounds a little like Watto from episode 1.
A little bit.
He's kind of got that. Kind of
Blue the boy.
Hold on, I can tell you in a second, Jay. Hand axe is 5 gold pieces.
Okay, so he's gonna ask 7 gold pieces for it.
Sure. I want to keep up my good relations with Raddick, so
And he
I'll
gives
just pay the 7.
Yep, and he gives you the exact location of this Hendrik Copperlock's home. And you vaguely remember.
Mhm.
And what you know is that Hendrix Copperlocks is the older brother of Manistrad Copperlocks.
Oh, geez.
Cool. That's awesome. Thank you, Jay. Wow. That's
All right.
really badass. Watch Scribes and Scrolls Candlekeep Mysteries on Monday night if you want to know more about Manistrad Copperlocks. That's bitchin'. Thank you, Jay.
Well, and also on Mini Terrain Terrain, the Legends of Saltmarsh had many conversations with Manistrad Copperlock, and even was paid for several missions and things of that nature when they went 150 years ago.
Okay. So
That's bitchin'.
So yeah, he gives you he writes down the address. Yeah.
Okay. And then so I thank him, and as I walk out towards Brynn and
Before you do that,
Mhm.
Brynn and Aviro, as Glastoc's in there, Brynn,
Yeah.
suddenly the young, human-looking, long-haired, kind of dark-haired humans kind of getting everything set up, starts bringing stuff out. And as he brings this basket of stuff and sets it down, sees you and freezes. Yeah. It's the young helper that he was getting you something that was very, very shy and kind of ran away from you one of the first times.
Oh, God.
And he kind of stops and kind of looks at you for a second. And he's like, and kind of sheepishly kind of turns around and walks back into the shop.
All of that happens as Aviro is reading his comic book to her.
Yep.
Like he's actually reading out loud the comic book to her and
while Glastoc was inside, Jeff and I were chatting privately in the side chat. Brynn would sort of thank him for sending up breakfast, and she is pretty perceptive. She would have put 2 and 2 together and would thank him for covering more or less for in front of Glastoc, and Aviro just was awkward as usual, and yeah, that was very nice. But as this kid freaking runs inside, Brynn's just like and just sort of like continues to wait and kind of passively listen to Aviro talk about his comic books.
Okay.
No, see here, right where he flies away, because it gets back. See now, because 4 issues ago, in issue number 118, what happened was, it directly relates to this because he had fallen down the well.
Yeah.
And weren't able to actually get at the area because of the meteor shower that was currently happening.
And Brynn is meanwhile just sort of kind of scanning the street. If she sees any militia people, she will act.
Not really. But you do see Glastoc eventually comes out right around this time.
Well, what magical surprise did he have for you, Glastoc?
Oh,
anything good?
Well, it's a nice dwarven hand axe, and kind of shows it to him. But more importantly, I came across a painting that he had, and there may be somebody here who knows my uncle.
What? Who?
He's an old member of the Copperlock clan. Apparently, he and my uncle were good friends. So
were the the Copperlocks, were they seafarers? Were they ocean people?
Not so much. They were the gilding
miners.
Miners?
Yeah. They were miners.
Then never mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very meta question. That's cheating. Never mind. I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, so like, are they around here still, or?
Well, he's got a home, over here in the town, and I'm going to have to go pay him a visit and ask some questions.
It is on the way to the temple, and you do have a good hour and a half before you have to be at the temple.
Perfect.
For my not surprise party.
Yes. Aviro, I cannot illustrate this enough. There will be no surprise party. I don't want your heart to be broken.
Of course there won't.
Jay, did we go by the curio shop first?
Actually, let's look at the map real quick.
Let's
I'm
reference the map.
the map. I'm the map. I would say the curio shop is 33 down in this area.
Mhm.
I would say that his house is probably, I want to say he's in this area.
Okay, so no.
So you probably would go to his house, then the curio shop, and then the temple.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And we can breeze through the curio shop very, very quickly because you're just picking up a pen and stuff like that, right?
Right. Yeah, and then just to double check on the final cost for the ring. So
So we're gonna. So as you make your way, it like the morning comes in, the bustling of the town, the smells and things of that nature are prominent. You're starting to get used to the salty smell of Saltmarsh and the ocean air kind of coming in as you're getting a little bit closer. And you find this house, and it's tucked away a little bit, but not. And it is an old house, and you can see some repairs that have been done to it a little bit, and some craftsmanship. And you see outside the door a hanging, and Aviro, there's dwarven script, but there's arcane symbols on it as well. And it's basically, and there's also it's kind of like a scroll, and then it says buyers beware on the scroll. But then on some of the paintings you see dwarvish and some other in common. Trespassers go away. Trespassers will be magically chained polymorphed. So it's just this grumpy, and the yard hasn't really been kept up. And
can I detect magic on it?
Get off my lawn.
Can I detect magic on it?
You can detect magic, yes.
Okay, I detect magic.
On the lawn or on the building?
Yeah.
Not the lawn, Jeff.
Nothing's wrong with the yard, but you can definitely say that there's some magic wards around this structure, definitely.
Okay.
So if someone's trying to break in, but you get the sense of this old, like 400-year-old dwarven like home that's been repaired on and off, and the grumpy old guy that's just kind of waiting for his days to pass, and he's just and as you kind of come up, you can see through a window this old dwarf sitting at a table just scribing on a scroll, like he's crafting a scroll. And that's what he does. And you're pretty sure he doesn't have a job. You can see some adventuring stuff just kind of outside, but he just crafts scrolls as his job, and he sells off, and that's what he makes for a living in his time.
Hey, Jay, real quick.
Yeah.
So the way detect magic works is Aviro can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of him. So, like, he would be able to sense like Brynn's sword is magical.
Yes. Yep. Brynn's sword is magical. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is this hand axe magical?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to check.
Nope.
Because good to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he wanted 20 gold for it.
Yeah, right.
Well, I
better have something special.
Yeah.
That was just the GM missing out.
No, that's. I mean, the guy's got to try.
Well, yeah.
It's perfect.
So as you, like I said, you get to this door, and there's some windows, and you can kind of see him in there.
Mm.
What do you do? And there's papers and books and stuff like that.
Glastoc knocks on the door,
and he kind of gets up, and he's taken, and he's got a little bit of a cane. He kind of comes in, he kind of opens up the door, and he's like, "Yeah, how can I help you?"
What was his name? I'm sorry.
Hendrik Copper.
Hendrik. It says Hendrik Copperlock.
Yeah, I'm Hendrik Copperlock. Who's asking?
Friend of Durfin Steelcloak.
Durfin Steelcloak? You say you're a friend.
No, are you a friend of Durfin Steelcloak?
Well, yeah, but who's asking?
I am Glastoc Steelcloak, Durfin's nephew.
Oh, you're You're Glastoc? You little Glass.
Little
You're not
glass.
fooling me, are you?
I
You're
would
really
kind of, I would
Glastoc?
kind of immediately elbow a Vero in the ribs to get him, keep
He
him
doesn't
from
like being called short.
elbow.
And Glastoc produces his uncle's cloak.
All
with
right,
the
come
symbol on
in. And he kind of eyes the. Are they with you?
Yes, these are my trusted friends. This is Aviro
Trusted, you
Starborn
say?
and Brynn Broadriver.
He called me trusted.
All right, you can come in. Don't touch anything.
No.
Don't touch anything. If you touch anything, you're gonna get sent out. Understand?
No touch.
I put my hands forcibly in my pockets.
It's a good place for him. Okay, come on, Nick.
I love
Place
him
for
so
them.
much.
Stock, huh? Sit. Do you want some tea? Do you want some coffee? What you want? What do you want to drink?
Coffee.
Ale?
Coffee. Ale.
Ale would be great.
All right. And he kind of
Could
grows
I get some
over.
coffee with whiskey in it?
Oh, I like her. That's a good. And he puts 4 cups down and he's pouring some coffee. And then he takes a bottle of something he's kind of pouring in there. And what you notice in this room, like I said, he was at the kind of this table. There's scrolls and pens. And Aviro, you notice this. The ink that he's using is magical ink. And the paper is of fine quality. And then there's some over here that are not so fine, but he is crafting scrolls. And then there's a whole bunch of books on magic, an entire like wall of just a bookshelf of magical tomes and writings and books. You've seen some of them before, and you look at it and there's probably like edition 1 on the journal of a famous wizard. And he has one in kind of sitting there right there. And he's kind of looking around.
Can I appraise the quality of the vellum he is using for his?
Give me an
Scrolls?
intelligence roll, yes.
I love it.
Do I get any kind of proficiency with this?
Yeah, it's your proficiency. Yep.
Oh, sweet. 15
Yeah,
plus 7.
it's not too hard. So this particular one that he's using, since it's on the nice, it is a high quality. It's like 100 gold pieces for that particular one. But you notice some of the other inks are like 20 and 50. So he's got a various inks. So he takes custom. It appears he takes custom orders. And
Bro, these like real expensive.
He's got a range
This
from
is
like
good.
minimum to high end.
But even the minimum is impressive,
So like,
I'm
so
sure.
like first level
good.
spells to 9th level spells.
Wow.
Probably
I'm talking about
7th
the
level.
quality of the vellum on that
Yep.
of the scroll that he is writing on.
Oh yeah, and that's very. He's like, sit.
He's got the Quill Master 9000. Oh,
Don't know what that means. Shh.
Are you?
Okay, tell me later.
You must,
I'm sorry, I didn't touch it.
You're a wizard then. You like quills
Yes, I'm sorry.
and ink, right?
Yes, of course. How could you not? They're fascinating. You take a part of an animal that used to fly.
Okay.
You
Enough of you. We go ahead and talk to Glastoc real quick. And with that, we're gonna take a quick break
Waste it on.
as we get to the conversation between Glastoc and some backstory.
Yay!
We'll be back in about
Glastoc
5
and
minutes.
backstory!
Get your bathroom breaks in, refill in your waters, because you will not want to miss this last part of the episode.
Oh,
Stay
God.
tuned. Well, hello everyone, and we are back. And this time I can do math. Ha ha ha.
Are you sure?
Because I counted down correctly.
Yay! It's because he started at 3.
Yes. And I wasn't watching a video and mistiming the video. Where we last left off, we're in an old 400-year-old plus, very old dwarven, appears to be wizard, who lives his quiet days reading and crafting scrolls, doubling the time it normally takes because he takes his time, but he's got high enough levels of scrolls of knowledge that they're sought after. Hindrick, the Copperlocks is his name, is a mentor of Durfin Steelcloak. And we come to find out he sits down and he's like, all right, so you're a Steelcloak. Durfin talked about you, that you've got an interesting family heritage, and you inherited some really good magic.
Well, that's debatable, but yes.
Oh, not debatable at all. Durfin and I had much conversations about this. Lots of research into your history, why, and all the magic surrounding it. And all the journals he wrote, and Durfin's, his journals and books and papers on the subject. Come to think of it. And he kind of looks over at yeah, I'd have one of those. And he kind of runs over and he grabs a journal off and he's like, I think, and he puts it on the table. And you can clearly see it's a hand-bound, like leather-bound book. And it's a journal. And inside on the first page, Dwarven Magic by Durfin Steelcloak.
I kind of grab a hold of it and kind of flip it open and start.
And it talks about his magic and how there's certain heritage lines and things of that nature, and that he gets into, like, later on in this book, it actually talks about the Steelcloak heritage and where the magic comes from.
Okay.
And he's like, and the Copperlocks said, see, yeah, back in the first few chapters he just talks about himself and all of his adventures. If you're looking for heritage magic, we talked about this. It was because of your great? And he kind of pauses for a second. Grandfather. That was it. He was a powerful cleric of Hansaha. And you've heard this name before.
Mhm.
And Hanseth is a dwarven deity of carousing and alcohol and things of that nature.
Alcohol god.
Yes, he is a dwarven alcohol, which exactly fits perfectly with why your family would. And he's like, how did the story go again? Yes, your great grandfather, the powerful cleric of Hanset, took a great quest with 4 others, dwarven brothers, 2 humans, and some half-elf. They went to Avernus. You know where Avernus is, right? And he looks over at the elf. You know where Avernus is, don't you?
Yes.
They went to Avernus. They went on a quest to Avernus.
Yes.
Some quest. Took weeks, years to get back here. Story goes, your great-grandfather, in a great battle, attained powerful relic and divinely communed with his deity. That's what the story says. And because of that, he became an avatar to battle the demon forces in Avernus. That is why you're special. And your uncle is special.
Bryn's jaw is hanging open. Like she's got her hands in her pockets still, even as she's sitting down, but she's just like,
And your
They have
great,
the same expression.
your
yeah.
great grandfather came back a hero because of that. The divine changed him, kind of, as that avatar. But unfortunately, later on, he went mad, and the entire curse that everyone thought that was the bloodline of sorcerers hit the firstborns. And yeah. But, I don't think you're going to go mad. You shouldn't go crazy.
Glastoc's just kind of taking all of this in. Okay. So it was because of one of my forefathers.
Your great
Yeah.
grandfather. Yes, he became an avatar for Henderson.
Yes. Okay. And because of that, that magic has been passed down through the bloodline.
The divineness of that divine, and something probably happened in Venice that could maybe have gotten into it a little bit too. But it was divine magic that basically is this bloodline.
But the portion of this, you're calling it a gift.
Mm-hmm.
The clan calls it a curse.
Man, what do they know?
Well, there has been a history of the ones who do inherit this power do eventually go mad.
Your uncle had a theory on this. His theory? Your great grandfather pissed off some demon, and he's been torturing your clan ever since. And so that's the theory.
Oh, okay. When was the last time you saw my uncle?
Oh, it's been years. Wait a minute. Come to think of it. Wait right here. And he kind of slowly walks into another room. And you hear some boxes being shuffled around and some other stuff being moved. And he eventually comes up and he's carrying slowly this covered item that's really long in his two hands. He's kind of coming down and he drops it on the table. And he unfurls it. And he's like, I got something here for you. Your uncle wanted you to have it when you were old enough, but your father wouldn't allow it. He feared that you would follow Dufin on some damn food quest.
Oh my God.
It's your magic. It's your uncle's magic.
On the 45th anniversary of Star Wars, Jay brings in a reference.
So proud of everybody here.
This weapon is of the dwarven war mage. Not clumsy or random like a great sword or crossbow. This elegant weapon for a more civilized school of magic. And there is this magical battle axe sitting.
Oh my God.
Tip my hat to you, sir.
Well done. Well done.
Jay, I love you.
Yes. Brynn is sitting there and she said, there's a lot of lore there, I feel. I feel like this could spawn many, many stories outside of just this one.
Vera leans over to Brynn and says, are we going to have to face demons?
It feels like it, yeah.
I don't know.
So Glastoc will pick up the battle axe.
Sorry.
But he doesn't hold it in front of his face.
It glows.
Oh.
It radiates for a second.
As he touches it?
As he touches it, there's runes that along the spine kind of light up and then light up on the axe itself. You're pretty sure this is a magical axe that you need to attune to.
Okay. I don't know what to say to you. Thank you for holding on to this.
Oh no, your uncle wanted you to have this. But again, he gave it to me for safekeeping. He had some quest that he wasn't going to use it, but wanted to ensure that you had the proper, if I ever found me. I'm actually surprised you came and found me.
Well, see, that's finding you is kind of by accident. I'm here looking for my uncle, but he's apparently disappeared.
The last time I heard, he was on a quest. He took a job that was involving something. I couldn't remember, but he took a job that couldn't pass up. There was something familiar. They offered something that he was looking for. That it was a reward that they were going. Some job in the swamp or something like that.
And that's where we found his cloak, was in the swamp.
Oh. He's
But,
alive. He's a tough old tankard, that one.
Yeah. Well, I'm more worried about who he might possibly be with now.
Mm. Yeah. Whatever it is, he's got his magic and he's got his wit.
And then Glastoc, what's the black dragon's name?
Which black dragon name are you referring to? The Reclaimer?
The Reclaimer, yeah.
Bell the Reclaimer.
Yeah. And what does that name mean to you?
Oh, the Reclaimer. I've heard many stories about dragons in Saltmarsh and black dragons. There was once a red dragon somewhere else. There's some older. Wow. There's been a few black dragons, a few wyrmlings. My day.
Well, this one is the one that my uncle is with.
There's been a rumblings. I remember back in the day there was an adult black dragon, unusual one, smart as a whip. I never would faced him, but I had stories that he took out a party. Party tried to take him out. Didn't see him for 100 years. Then there's another one that popped up and took out a party, took out another party. Then they almost got taken out and hadn't been seen for about 50 years. But yeah, couldn't be the same one. Maybe it is. Maybe it's another one. Maybe there's more. The swamp's full of them. Those lizard folk and the dragons. They're in cahoots. They're in cahoots. I tell you now, they're in cahoots. And he slams a drink.
Awesome.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. I love him.
Okay.
Your uncle, your great grandfather, Biltok. That was his name, Biltok. Biltok Steelcloak. I knew his name somehow. Avatar. Battle of Demons. That was his title, I think. It's in the book.
Can I, and Glastoc asks, can I take this journal?
One condition. Come back sometime. Here, at my table, with me to talk. Maybe tea or drinks.
Well, I wish to add to my uncle's journal, and when I'm done, I will return it to you with more knowledge.
Okay. Don't lose it. Don't burn. Well, it won't burn. But anyways. And Aviro, you took notice to that when he said it won't burn.
Hero is just biting his tongue this whole time. Like you can tell he wants to talk, but isn't.
Just an FYI, so that you guys know. So Henseth is the dwarven deity of war, carousing, and alcohol.
I played a cleric of Hanseath once.
Yeah.
Yep.
Known as the bearded one for his thick hair that obscures most of his faith, he represents the festive side of dwarven culture. Brewers, which is what my family does, hold him in high regard, as do dwarf barbarians, and as Aviro pointed out earlier when we were talking, any dwarf who charges headlong into battle regardless of the odds.
Wow.
So perfect.
Phenomenal.
So perfect.
Yep.
He's like,
So Glastoc turns and
he's kind of Hendrik is just quiet looking at you like,
Mhm. I don't know how to repay you for your kindness to our family.
Durfin was a protege. Yeah, your family is well with me. We have mutuals. You need something. Your family can come here anytime. Well, let me rephrase that. Anyone that your uncle likes can come here. All those other fuckheads can go away.
That's awesome.
That's a fair point.
Amazing.
Anyways, I need my nap. So I need to go. Actually, I need to finish this scroll before my nap. But anyways.
Oh, speaking of scrolls,
yes.
I assume you sell them,
Yeah. That's how I kind of make my living now.
and then Glastoc turns and looks at Aviro. Weren't you looking for something?
Is he got a problem? Is something wrong with his body? Does he have tremors? Does he need an elixir?
Aviro, you're free to speak.
There's so many questions.
Well-
But to answer your question, yes, of course, we're looking to acquire an alarm spell that I could so I could transcribe it into my spell book and thus meditate upon it and learn its properties.
What languages do you know?
Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Sylvan.
He kind of walks over and he kind of takes out a key, kind of hits a padlock, kind of takes it down and opens this cabinet, and it's just row upon row of scrolls of different
And you just
values.
hear the chimes.
And then on the door, you see the pens and the inks are on the door of various colors and things of that nature.
And it's all in slow motion.
Alarm. And he pulls one out and he's like, Dwarven.
Phenomenal.
And he pulls this one out and he's like, deep speech. And then, okay.
Speech.
And he's like, you said celestial?
Yes.
Okay. And he kind of pulls it out and kind of shuts the door and relocks it. And he kind of puts it towards Aviro. And he pulls it back. You're not too slow. And he looks over at Glastoc. He's slow.
And while he is looking over at Glastoc, Aviro mage hands it out of his hand.
And before the mage hand comes down, it disappears in his hand. And the mage hand misses. Ha! You think I got you? And he does this, and suddenly it reappears on your shoulder. The scroll.
Wow.
How did you do it?
Magic, baby. Magic.
Yes, I understand that. But which principle did you use? Was it an evocation? No, you couldn't have because you weren't exploding anything. Did you take it? Was it transmutation?
It's magic. I don't talk theories anymore.
Phenomenal.
Anyways, you come back sometime, and we'll have a good hearty dwarven dinner and ale and spend the night reminiscing and you telling me about your history and I'll share you mine. Deal?
Deal. And Glastoc gives him a handshake, but then pulls him in and gives him a hug.
And he kind of gives you a hug. And he stops for a second. And he has this puzzling look on his face. Like, it's almost as if
It's familiar.
he's trying to remember something that he's forgotten.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, something about this maybe is familiar, but not familiar, like from your uncle or something, but something is just, it jaws him for a second. And then he's just kind of like, and then his memory isn't there because his memory's kind of starting to go a little bit. And he's like, oh, it's okay. All right. And he kind of pushes, that's enough. You're good. I didn't even ask you what spells you. Next time we're going to talk about spells and what you can do and all that good history. You got to come back. All right. Get out. I got to finish my scrolls.
Deal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Amazing.
So as you make your way, do you stop at the curio shop?
Yes. because we got
Stop
to
at the
get.
curio shop. You get your inks, things of
He-
that nature.
He bursts in. Is it here yet? Is it here yet? Is
Oh,
it here
God.
yet?
No,
Is it here yet?
Mr. Aviro, is it?
Yes. Is it here
Yes,
yet?
yeah. No, it's not. At the end of the week, it shall be here. Is your dwarven friend with you, Mr. Glastoc?
Yes, he's coming. I
Oh,
ran
okay,
ahead. I ran ahead.
Excellent, excellent.
All right. Well, I need some ink and I need a pen, and he lists a list of things he needs.
Produces a list.
Constantine,
Yeah.
Cassandra, please help Mr. Aviro. And as Glastoc walks in, she gets a little bit perked into the smile of it. Mr. Glastoc, so good to see you again.
How are you, dear?
Dear, we're so informal these days.
Well,
This is gonna get you in trouble, I bet.
Oh, well, I hope so.
Oh, you have to stop by at later hours, and we will see. How can I be of assistance today?
Oh, I just I wanted to check in on our previous dealings and if there was a final price.
12,000 for the price. You've already paid 1,000. So,
Okay.
1,100. Or you already paid 5,000, right?
Yeah.
So you paid 5,000. He's like, 7,000 upon completion. It should be here by the end of the week. I made an
Perfect.
extra inquiry to get it here on time, ahead of schedule,
Well,
just
and
for you.
that's why I came here, because I knew that you could get this for me as quickly as possible.
So if you're going to be at the Wicked Goat, I'll send a message for you to pick it up maybe when it arrives later in the evening.
That would be perfect.
It'll be maybe before dinner time. I get famished, and it'll be my last sale of the day.
Oh, well, perfect. Perhaps we should discuss the final sale over dinner.
Oh, you are perfectly reads minds. I didn't know that was a talent of yours.
Ah, well,
Excellent.
I do what I can in front of such charming ladies.
You are a charmer. I will let you know, and I will see you later. And she
Of
sticks her
course.
hand out.
And he takes it and gives it a light kiss as he looks up at her.
Wow. Wow.
And yeah, then you move out, you get your inks and corals, and the other one go, and you start moving. And
Excuse me. I'm probably sparing me. Excuse me, as he got his armload of stuff as he puts it down on the counter.
Yep, you get it. And as you make your way,
Glastoc, move. You're in the way.
you get all your stuff, you leave, you start walking, you get to the temple of Mistra. The temple, the library, and as you're standing on the steps ready to go in,
Avira was acting very obviously nonchalant.
Any last conversations before you enter from the group?
Not for me.
No,
Not for me.
I'm just like waiting for Vero to bust through the doors, and I'm kind of holding Brynn back because it's like, no,
I
no,
can't
we need,
say any
need
more
to
clearly. There will
we
be
need to
no surprise party.
This is going to be too good to mess up.
It's Glastoc. It's so mean. He's expecting a
no.
surprise party.
You know what? Sometimes you got to learn the hard way.
I tried to tell him.
Yes, you did. And now you and I are going to enjoy it when he finds out he's wrong.
I will not. He'll be heartbroken.
Yes, he will be. And then Glastoc will, kind of pull out his little dwarven ale flask and hand it to her and
so
goes,
mean. I take a sip of it.
And the camera pulls out as the three of you step onto the steps, as Simon steps out, frantically looking and about to whisk you into the temple, and the camera pans out and shifts to the Wicked Goat as the owner walking down the stairs to the cellar. Pulls out a key and opens a door to a section of the cellar. It's dusty in here as he kind of goes in and walks in and he goes over to a table, and there's some crates, kind of like it looks like it's a bigger room, but there's some crates kind of in the way, and it's dark in the back area. And he goes over to a chest, and he kind of opens up the chest, and he pulls out the blue journal that he was looking through at the one at the beginning when he was looking up Starborn.
Mm-hmm.
And he places it in this chest and kind of stops it and starts to leave. As the camera pans past the crates, there's something covered in these fine cloths, thick cloths, several can't tell what they are, that being covered. But as he shuts the door, the wind kind of blows, and suddenly one of the cloths kind of moves slightly and comes, almost kind of vibrates, something kind of vibrates, and suddenly a stone axe gets revealed as this cloth kind of moves to the side. A dwarven made axe.
Jeez.
And that is where we're going to end for the Marvel
So exciting.
end credits. Spoiler.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening for Saltmarsh Legends. Thank you, Wayward Gamers, for joining us. I am Jay, also known as Neopet3 in the socials. We're going to go around. We're going to thank all these wonderful players, find out where you can find them, and then we're going to give you a little update on when the next time you can find us and when the stuff's going on. So, in reverse order, Jim, where can we find you? What are you doing?
Okay, so Jim Hawkmere1 on Twitter. Obviously Wednesday nights here when we're playing. Thursday nights, I'm playing in an all rogue campaign over on the Blue Water Dragoons channel. Except of course I'm not playing a rogue, I'm playing a ranger. And then coming after the summer, I will be playing in a new Star Wars campaign with our wonderful GM here, Jay, playing Clicky, the Jawa gunslinger, who hates droids. So yeah, this ought to be interesting.
Oh, it's going to be very interesting. Yes. Thank you, Jim. Jeff, how are you doing? Having fun?
I'm doing well. I am having a great old time. I got nothing to plug, so I'll tell you about my birthday presents. I got this great DS9 Niners shirt from the Take Me Out to the Hollow Suite
softball episode.
Yeah, the Take Me Out to the Hollow Suite episode of baseball. Yeah, Cisco's a baseball fan. And then I got this Cerritos mug.
Ooh, very
from Lower
cool.
Decks.
Sick.
Sick. Great Lower Decks Stein. All right, that's all I got.
Very nice. Happy belated birthday again. So thank you for being here. Carrie, how you doing?
I'm great. You can find me on Monday nights I'm on Mini Terrain Domain, and I play in the Candlekeep Mysteries, which is super duper fun. And obviously on select Wednesday nights, I am here. And on a couple of Friday nights a month, I will be over on another channel called Dice Tales Live. So all super fun. And thanks as always for having me, guys. This is a blast.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Again, thank you, player. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is so much fun to play with. We've got a lot of little spoilers. I'm gonna start throwing in some Marvel end credits to kind of ramp up, so we get a little bit here. Nothing set
They're
in
throwing
stone.
in teasers.
Little teasers. Nothing set in stone. But
yeah.
Wow.
You can find me, Neopet3, on all the socials, promoting the Emporium here. For the Emporium, we've got this show. We are going to be looking at, our next show is going to be June 8th, and it's going to be Glastoc's backstory. we are going to share that. Everyone else's backstory has been shared, so now we're going to share Glastoc. So tonight's episode is going to come into play a little bit about why it's so important about the family and the curse. And some of that stuff's going to come up. It's a really fun episode. Then June 15th and 29th, we are going to have a guest joining us, and we're going to have a little bit of an interesting library. Little taking from some stuff, some new stuff from friends. I'm not going to spoil it yet, but I'll tell you where all the inspiration came from. So you don't want to miss that. That is going to be 2 very good episodes. Yes, Jeff?
Jay, you did say it's the 15th and the 29th, and I want to verify because I believe we currently have it the 15th and 22nd.
You're right.
Yeah.
15th and 22nd because they're back-to-backs. My mistake. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
good.
So yes, they're going to be back-to-back episodes. And then we're going to take another hiatus, and we'll be back in July for 2 episodes. And our season finale for season 1, hiatus Act 1, will be on August 10th. And then from there, I'm going to spoil a little bit right now. Our sadness will envelop at the end of August. For someone has to take a sabbatical for some good reasons and education. So when school is in session, we will be losing for a short period of time, not permanently, very, very short period of time. We will be losing one of our members for the beginning of season 2, but we'll be returning after December. But in the meantime, we are going to take 1, possibly 2 new players to join us for the beginning of season 2. And you have to stay tuned to find out who those wonderful players are. So with that,
Amazing.
you can find me here. You can find me, I'm on hiatus on Saturdays at the Gilding Light for the Champions of Eclipsia. Sundays on Mini Terrain Domain, we do Shadowport Adventures. That is on hiatus until the fall as well. And right now, like I said, we are planning a Shadowport Adventures Star Wars long-term campaign here on the Emporium for the Wayward Gamer. We have an excellent, and we're going to take the slow approach, the slow burn, like a good pot on a kettle, or a kettle on the stove. We're going to simmer it. We're going to cook it all along. So we're doing a few sessions together, and we're just going to take some time, and then this fall. So we got to get character art. We're going to have the shambams, intros. It is going to be fun. It is definitely going to be fun. So stay tuned for all the information on that. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the lurks. Thank you for any of the VODs that you have time to take a look. Please support us. Follow us. Check out us. Anything you can do would be greatly appreciated. And thank you again. And to leave on a note, please be kind. Don't be a jerk. And we should raid someone, shouldn't we? Which I'm now in the process of going, oh yeah, I always forget. Let's raid someone. Mini Terrain Raid is on right now making...
Jake's up.
He's making... So we are going to raid Mini Terrain Domain. So from here, go to there, and when we're ready, we will raid him. But thank you so much for joining us. Have a good, enjoyable night. Take care.
Bye.
Hey.
Bye.